us yet. What a great drive through the middle for Shane DeVolder. And you go to the bottom, he slides up through 3 and 4. He's going to lead. Here comes Ryan Daves with a great run on DeVolder from the high side, diamonding it off early, gives him a little slider, and able to keep the second spot.
What a battle for the great battle for the number 2 spot. Caution is out here on lap number 3. Shane DeVolder, we've seen him. We talked about him earlier in the pre-race. We talked about how fast he is. Right now, he's in contention to possibly pull off his heat race win. And like we said earlier, every position in these heat races matter tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Devin Reed going to have to pull off from Woodland, Washington in that 58 machine. So now we're down to 4. So Stephen Nolan, Ryan Daves, Shane DeVolder, and the 38 of Michael Thing all getting lined up. They're getting 1 to go. Has been the signal. So we're going to go racing 3 laps down, 5 to go. Stephen Nolan was able to make a great move starting in the 6th spot all the way up to the point, weaving through guys that were having some issues. Green flag in the air for Stephen Nolan. Ryan Daves right there on that back bumper. Shane DeVolder going to the gutter, trying to get a run. Can't quite get the horsepower down as Ryan Daves able to motor through the high side. Coming out of turn number 4, Stephen Nolan still your leader. Ryan Daves in second, DeVolder in third. DeVolder hugging the gutter through 1 and 2, trying to get to the backside of DeVolder. Or to Daves, doesn't get there. Daves dives to the bottom right now to maybe cut off a little bit of momentum.
What a battle for the number 2 spot. But Daves holding off DeVolder. Now he slides to the high side. DeVolder on the bottom trying to find some forward bite. Can't get by him. A good run out of turn 2 for Ryan Daves.
Ryan Daves has been able to get a great run out of turn 2. Turn 3 and 4 has been tricky for both of them. But your leader is still Stephen Nolan in that 17N machine.
Nolan has looked good from the drop of the green flag. He'll come by this time to take the white flag. Up front on the hammer, slides to the top of turn 4, catches that tacky stuff. Good run down the front stretch into turn number 1. Ryan Daves going to continue to work the high side through turns 1 and 2. DeVolder right back down to the gutter, Mike.
Yeah, Daves jumps the cushion just a little bit in 1, does it again in 2, but able to get the hammer down and drive it out. Here comes, there's your winner, Stephen Nolan in 17N, followed by Ryan Daves. Then you've got Shane DeVolder and Michael Thing in the 38. What a crazy run there for modified heat race number 3.
Wow. That really sets the tone here at the Budweiser Nationals for the features.
Well, when you look at that one, a lot of the cars that had issues weren't guys who run here normally.
Well, it's a tricky racetrack.
You know,
it really is.
They might have set it up for the way their tracks go slick or their tracks are hooked up. Doesn't always work here, as we know. All right, this one, couple heavy hitters, Mike, up in the front.
We've seen a lot of things happen to a lot of guys starting in the field, but I want you to take a look at the front row. You have the winner from the Super Nationals in Boone, Iowa, the 175 of Ethan Dotson to his outside, the winningest driver of the Budweiser Modifieds, Bobby Hogue.
Then you got right behind them, you've got no slouch from Corbett, Oregon in the C9, Colin Weinbarger. Then you've got on his outside from Sparks, Nevada, Dave Scaroni in the S25 machine.
And in row number 3, driving the 48K, that is Colin Hibdom out of Pahrump, Nevada. And lining up outside of him in the 21, that is Austin Rodart from Ventura, California.
Row number 4 has got Steven Streeter in the 1X. And on the outside, Brian Sleepy Clark in the 51. No info on the number 6 machine.
I believe that is the Jenner machine out of Oregon as well, coming out of the Sunset Banks area. Normally they run that car at Sunset Speedway in Banks, Oregon. Not sure which Jenner is driving it, so we're just call it Jenner tonight, okay? We'll find that information out later. Look at this front row out of turn 4, looking for the green flag. Mike, here we go. Hang on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul.
Here comes Ethan Dotson on the bottom, Bobby Hogue on the top. Slider served early for Bobby, courtesy of Super Nats.
My goodness. Out of turn 4 to lead lap number 1. It will be at the stripe. Dotson, Hogue, Weinbarger, your top 3.
Some synchronized spinning in the back, but we're still green flag racing as everybody clears it up. Drag race across the backstretch.
Bobby Hogue takes a run out of turn 2 to get by Dotson into turn 3. Dotson fights back on the top side to lead lap number 2. What a run from 2 of the best out of the state of California.
Ethan Dotson keeping it up on the high side, keeping the hammer down, trying to drive away, but Bobby Hogue is right there with him.
Bobby Hogue has already started to hunt the racetrack in the early stages while we've seen Dotson put the car up on the top and keep it there. Bobby Hogue has used 3 different lines here in the first 3 laps.
Well, Bobby Hogue's one of those guys, he will do whatever he can to dive around and find something that works and keeps it in his back pocket for the mains.
He is not one to show his hand real early. That's no doubt about that. We've seen him wait till the closing laps of the feature to show his hand and win a lot of races doing so. Right ahead of your leaders, a spun car at the apex of turns 3 and 4. Everybody doing a good job of driving to get on the binders to miss that. I can't see who that is from here.
Looking at the cars that are still running.
We have got 3 former winners of this event sitting in the top 3 spots in this heat race, Mike.
Yeah, this is one of those heat races that you look at and you go, really? I got to start behind them?
Can my luck get any worse? I mean, that's a bad way to start the Budweiser Nationals.
Yeah, heat 2, heat 4.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Dotson, Hogue, Weinbarger, your top 3.
Yep. The good part about this, though, is with those 3 up there, if you want to see what your car's made of,
you'll find out real quick.
And what you've got,
yep,
you're going to find out. You know, it's one thing to go out there and you run, lazy laps. These aren't going to be lazy laps. These are hammer down. You better catch up or you're going to get ran over.
Your 4th place car right now is the 48K of Colin Hibden. Behind Hibden is the 51.
Brian Clark.
51B of Brian Clark. Those are your top 5 cars. Here we go out of turn 4. Looking for a green flag. We've got it. We're back underway in racing.
Yeah, your top 5 all have ran here before this year as Ethan Dotson just drives away like he's got another gear in that machine.
Unbelievable performance here in the early stages of this heat race. Watching the 48 car, Colin Hibden now starting to move as he's diving under the 9 of Weinbarger on the corner. Jonas McCullough just can't quite get that drive down in the gutter that the guys are finding the top of the cushion.
Weinbarger looking like he's having a little corner entry issues.
Well, that is a brand new race car. They're shaking it down under racing conditions. That's a tough thing to do as well.
But right now, your leaders, they've checked out on the field. Steven Streeter goes around in turn 1, but he's off the racing surface as Ethan Dotson takes the white flag.
Ethan Dotson and Bobby Hogue have pulled away from the 9, about a half a straightaway. Dotson into turn number 3, right rear tire up on the top cushion out of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air. He's going to pick up the win. Bobby Hogue's going to follow him running 2nd. Then it's going to be Weinbarger, Hibden, and Clark are your top 5. Jenner will run 6, and then the 21 of Austin Rodart.
Wow. What a statement by those two, Ethan Dotson and Bobby Hogue, both of them. You know what? We're here. We're not joking.
No, they're not joking at all. There is no doubt about that. Those are 2 of the cars you definitely want to keep your eyes on as the weekend progresses.
Late models, and late models.